Hi guys, good morning. Thank you for tuning in. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. Thank you to those of you that are new, welcome. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. Thank you for coming back and watching the videos. I greatly appreciate it. And for those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you very much for your support there. Those of you that don't know what Patreon is, it's a subscription service where people subscribe to my channel via Patreon, and they get to see the daily forecast, which is what you're watching now, a day early. There's also other readings that are available over there that are not available here on my YouTube channel. There's different levels of subscription service. If you want to subscribe, I greatly appreciate it. For those of you that maybe don't have financial means to do so, any sort of, there are other forms of support, like, excuse me, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing to the YouTube channel, hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell, or to following my business page on Facebook. Those are other ways of supporting the channel. If you're interested in a private reading, they are payable via PayPal, and you can message me at my business page on Facebook. All of that stuff should be linked in the upper right-hand corner of my YouTube channel. And if you want to follow me at Engelgeist333 on Instagram, you can do that too. So this is the daily forecast for Saturday the 23rd of May. It's not necessarily just solely set for that day, but we are looking at, this is a, the energy for the greater good of the greater collective, right? So this may be in tune for you, it may not. You might be seeing it on a day that's not May 23rd. Watch it through and see if it has any impact or makes any sense to your situation. I always intend for it to be a message for the greatest good, so it could be available and ready for you at different times other than the 23rd. So our underpinning energy at this point from Sunday was that Hierophant card, which is a pretty powerful card. I feel like it's sort of like almost like a graduation in a way. Some of us might be settling into ourselves, settling into what we know, settling into our strength, our awareness. Keeping that in mind as we look at today's card, because that is that sort of focus or goal that we have for, both yesterday and today. So let's see, what do the cards want us to know for today? Okay. Interesting. What is this? I've never seen this card. So this is the Dream Protector. This is the Emperor. Interesting. Okay. When I see this, I feel like I'm yelling. Okay, when I see this, you know where this instantly takes me to? This takes me back to Sunday's forecast, which will be in the upper right-hand corner. It takes me back to that moon card that we saw at the beginning of the week. That moon had that wave coming in and knocking that house, remember? And for those of you that pay attention and watch every day, it had that that wave was coming in and knocking the house. And then we got the Seven of Wands twice this week. We also saw the moon in both decks twice this week, right? So that moon energy was definitely tying us to our intuition. This Hierophant energy definitely ties into this Emperor energy that we have here. This is the Dream Protector, okay? I like how they call the Emperor the Dream Protector here. To me, it looks like he is, and I know this is going to sound crazy for anybody that's just tuning in, but you guys, it feels like a continuation throughout this week, so you kind of need to watch every forecast each day. To me, it feels like he has his hands up, he's ready to catch this wave. Whatever might have stood the potential of rocking us at the beginning of this week no longer has that power. And the reason why I say that is just the imagery alone, he's willing to work with this wave that's coming at him. He's not afraid of it. He's willing to catch it in his own hands. The wind that we saw through the Seven of Wands, that building of that stronger house each time, right? Which was that house that we saw being rocked on Sunday in the moon card, is so strong now that this Emperor doesn't need the house. Does that make sense? He has stepped outside onto his throne and is willing to face whatever comes at him emotionally because he's no longer afraid of it. He's able to protect his dreams. Remember, our grounding stone for the underpinning of the entirety of this week was happiness, which to me coincides with dreams, right? So, our dreams, within our dreams lies our happiness, or we believe that when we pursue our dreams. We look to our dreams to provide us with a sort of temporal happiness to push us forward, right? And when I think about this guy being called in this deck, the Dream Protector, it's like, okay, we've hopefully have done the work. We've delved deep. That Five of Wands that we saw in the midweek, I want to say, when was that? That was on, actually not the midweek, it was Thursday. But we had that Seven of Wands, Five of Wands, then Seven of Wands again. To me, that was sort of like the realizing that we're foundationally stable, realizing that we can put this together, realizing that we have strength within ourselves that can push us forward, and making those sort of choices to act on that strength. Then making the changes and going deeper into the subconscious to pursue whatever it is that we want out of life that will make us happy, right? And then again, we saw that Seven of Wands again, which speaks to the idea of more spiritual maturity, more making more choices to kind of stick and stand our ground amidst sort of whatever might be throwing itself in our way, which was that coyote energy that we were seeing in the Sunday reading, right? That idea of, and this is that coyote energy. Maybe our own emotions, our own subconscious playing tricks on us, our own worries, our own fears. Yesterday was all about, with that Luminous Warrior card, not about not judging ourselves. So to me, when I look at this card, it being the Emperor, in traditional Tarot, the Emperor is always about high standards. Benevolence, love, but you cannot cut corners with the Emperor. Also with the Hierophant is about higher learning institutions, awareness, with this sort of, it could be, represent sort of marriage, things like that, but it's those sort of bonded, serious, connected, intelligent, measured choices. And both are seated, right? Both this Emperor, this Dream Protector, and the Hierophant, if I remember correctly, was seated in front of that cauldron. Go back and watch Sunday. You'll understand what I'm talking about. I don't know why I'm remembering everything, because my memory is usually crap. So the fact that I can even remember all of these images right now is really odd to me. That seated position says to me that there's an ease with which we can trust ourselves. There's an ease with which we know now, hopefully we're settling in and grounding into the idea that we have that Hierophant energy coupled with this Dream Protector or this Emperor energy, which is like this masculine stride. And it's not that masculine is better than feminine, but to me, masculine represents sort of that strong protector, that grounded, centered strength that we need, to feel as though we're not going to be rocked so hard by what life throws at us or by what we place in our own path, right? That's that trickster energy, that coyote card that we saw on Sunday that was sort of like that thing to be aware of through the week. I don't usually predict warnings, but there was definitely this weird warning with that through this week. So if any of us have been doubting ourselves, or we've been having situations that are getting in our way, people that seem untrustworthy, whatever that may be for us, this Emperor card speaks to me that we're ending out the week almost doubly empowered. And if we're not aware of this, if we don't feel doubly empowered, if you're like listening to me and going, this guy's talking a bunch of shit, my week has been worthless this week, I've been fucked over, screwed over, whatever. If you're feeling that, then that's because you've given your attention to that coyote energy, that trickster energy. You've allowed yourself to get rocked by that wave, this wave that's coming at this Emperor, which this Emperor is here to remind you, you can face whatever this wave may be, whatever this challenge may be. And sometimes these challenges are actually of our own making. If we look behind the Emperor, we have all of this placid water. So he's facing towards the challenge, seated from his throne of like sort of authority and power, right? He's not fearful. He's willing to deal with this challenge, just, almost fight it bare hand, right? And sometimes I gotta say too, the idea of fighting a wave with your bare hands is almost useless in a way, right? Because water is fluid and mutable, and it's going to flow all over the Emperor. But he knows that he's going to be okay, and he is the Dream Protector. right? So we can protect our ideas, our goals, our happiness. We owe that to ourselves. We deserve that. That's also the sort of essence of the emperor, is that he's in a position of power because he's done everything appropriately. He's been benevolent. He's thought things through. He's not taken shortcuts or um, uh, skimped or avoided anymore. He's letting this wave come right at him. Whether this wave is an outside influence or this wave is from his own subconscious, he's looking at it. He's feeling it. He's facing it. And he's willing to face it head on, swim in it if he has to. But he's not backing down. Do you understand? He's the protector. I hope that makes sense, right? And I love that he's backed by that Hierophant sitting in that, behind that cauldron, which was the Three of Cups. Which, didn't we see the Three of Cups twice this week? I can't remember if we saw Three of Cups twice this week or we saw it last week. But I feel like Three of Cups has shown up a couple of times. I would have to look at the calendar. Hold on one second. Yeah, the Three of Cups showed up twice this week also, guys. We had three, oh weird, we had three triple sightings of cards. We had the moon on Sunday, and then the moon showed up in the opposite oracle deck that I'm shuffling now on Tuesday. Then we had the Three of Cups on Sunday, and then the Three of Cups also showed up on, no, sorry, the moon showed up on Monday. Then we had the Three of Cups on Sunday, and then again it showed back up on Tuesday. Then we had the Seven of Wands on Wednesday, and we again had the Seven of Wands on Friday. So, and it's funny because it's three different cards showing up twice. That's a definite message that they're trying to put forth, these cards. Let's see what the Mystical Shaman Oracle has to say. To me, that speaks to this idea of, and again, the reason why I even bring that up is I was going back to that Three of Cups card, which was that cauldron, where I was talking about putting all of those, both good and bad aspects of ourselves, allowing that brew or that mixture, that recipe of who we are authentically ourselves, owning that, celebrating that, allowing the fire of spirit, which we see in that Seven of Wands, to sort of bring that down to a boil, and really get to the true essence of who we are and what we are, what makes us happy. Allow ourselves that, flaws and all, warts and all, right? And that's where we get to this point of this Hierophant energy underneath this Emperor, which says to me, we are taking full ownership. We're no longer like cutting ourselves or short-sighting ourselves anymore. I hope that's where you guys are at. I hope you guys are, this is making sense to you. That's that structure that we kept seeing in the Seven of Wands. It's that sort of solid house that represents as us, but at this point with this Emperor here, he's sort of left the house, knows who he is willing to be vulnerable to the wave, even if that wave is self-created or from within him. He's willing to face it with strength, benevolence, authority, authenticity, and deal with it in the moment. I hope that makes sense, guys. Wow. This is a new card for us. This is the Seer. So seers are sort of magical people that are able to prophesize or see into the future. When I look at this, the card number is 9, right? 4 and 5 is card number 45. And so to me, it boils down to 9, which I don't know why with this deck I'm particular about the numerology of the corners of the cards. It makes no sense to me whatsoever, but I keep going there and boiling it down. 9s are about personal completion. I love that we're hitting a Saturday and we're coming to the end of this week. I feel like this Emperor feels rather complete. He feels like he's willing to sort of face things. I feel like the Seer is able to sort of give us this idea of maybe looking into our future. What is it that we want? What sort of dreams do we want to create? I love this bird that's sort of flying off, right? Like having a bird's eye view, or maybe sending sort of our vision out into the future. This vision being sort of the power of this bird. To me, it represents like a crow because it's a dark bird, and I love crows. Crows have always been significant to me. So I like the imagery in this card in the sense that it almost feels like the seer is sort of sending this, I don't want to say imagined crow, but like this crow spirit guide out into the future to see for him what is out there for me. What can I create? What will bring me happiness? And he's bringing that back. He's willing to protect these dreams. He's in this position of being able to sort of foresee, or at least, I'm going to say this, with the Hierophant and the Emperor together by the end of this week, and the work that should have taken place for you guys this week, if you sort of were listening, it gives you this opportunity to understand that you will foresee what's coming, and if you do not, or you feel as though you're unable, you will be okay and be able to deal with things within the moment. That's this Emperor energy of him sitting there, and as this wave comes at him, he will face it, he will protect, he will take care of things. We can trust ourselves. All right, let's see what the Seer has to say. I could be totally wrong. The Seer. The essence. The Seer represents the capacity to reach beyond the obvious details of life into the hidden realms where information is available to those with the discernment to perceive it. This symbol represents psychic perception, intuition, and the capacity to know something without prior exposure. The Seer knows truth, always seeks truth beyond all else, and sees reality as it truly is without judgment. The Seer can read between the lines and understand what is not being said. He represents the power of clarity in being able to recognize patterns. The invitation. The Seer invites you to trust your intuition and follow it as it leads you forward. You may feel lost when it appears that your hunch is taking you in circles or even through a maze, but the hidden realms don't follow the rules of a two-dimensional map. Trust your gut and allow your perception of your circumstances to widen to include the nuances and subtle cues that you normally miss if you take things at face value. The Seer has gifted you with his magic. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. Your vision is clear. The medicine. The Seer has arrived now to challenge you to get out of denial and begin telling yourself the truth about your situation. Wishful thinking will not make what you desire happen when you're refusing to see things as they are. The truth may hurt, but it will set you free to claim the bounty that is waiting for you to notice it. That's this dream protector sitting here facing this wave, guys. This is a moment of true power. The Seer offers you his medicine. When you are ready, surrender your vision to Spirit and ask to be shown the truth, no matter the price. Once you do so, your eyes will open and you will receive a powerful gift. I think this is about facing ourselves, like I said, warts and all. That's that 3 of Cups, that's that stew in that cauldron that has been bubbling all week. That is this same cauldron that the Hierophant is seated behind at the end of the week. That is this Emperor sitting in his throne, willing to face whatever is right in front of him. That's what the Seer is asking for us to do. The Seer is also, to me, yesterday's Illuminous Warrior, which was about not judging oneself and accepting both the good and bad and allowing that light to sort of illuminate for ourselves who we are. Now that we've reached that point, the Seer is sort of a step beyond that. Now we ask to look at things as they are. What have we created? What have our choices brought us to? And we're willing to face these waves. We're no longer allowing sort of that trickster energy, be it from outside influences or from within ourselves, to sort of wreak havoc. Right? Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Let me pull the grounding stone for today. The grounding stone is desire. So again, desire makes me feel like the dream protector, right? This idea of protecting one's dreams or one's desires. What do we truly want? What is going to bring about that happiness? Remember that happiness stone is also underpinning this desire. How badly do we desire true happiness? Are we willing to face what we don't want to look at to have it? Are we willing to utilize this energy and the magic of the seer to actually look at where we're at and then go about sort of actively changing it? Asking sort of spirit to bring us those answers, and then being willing to sit in our truth from a place of authenticity and authority and face whatever may come at us. Is that desire strong enough? Are we brave enough? That's kind of the question I want to pose to you guys today. I think that is a significant or enough of a reading for you guys, and you guys can take this tidbit and mull about it today. I feel like today is a very powerful day. I feel like these cards are extremely powerful. Both the seer, desire, the emperor on top of that underpinning Hierophant energy. You guys, this is, to me, it feels rather pivotal. So, when I just looked down, it was 21:21 on the timing of this video when I said pivotal. So what I want you guys to do is to take this throughout your day today. Think about your desires. Think about, where have you successfully pursued them and where have you not. Tomorrow is our new Sunday forecast, so we'll get to see how the energy shifts for next week. This could be very empowering. I'm excited to see about tomorrow. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. I want to thank you for tuning in. Again, please like, share, comment, subscribe. Tell your friends about me. Help me get the word out. If you're enjoying these readings, any sort of advertisement or whatever is press is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great day. I love you all. Bye-bye.